The Pentagon has declassified and publicly released the video footage of a US drone strike in Kabul that killed 10 civilians in the final hours of a chaotic American withdrawal that ended a 20-year war in Afghanistan.
The US Central Command on Wednesday released declassified videos from a botched US drone attack that killed 10 civilians in Afghanistan in August last year, in the final days before American troops withdrew from the country. The release of the videos came after the New York Times filed a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit against the US Central Command. It comes after the Pentagon said in December that no US military personnel would be held accountable for the drone strike. An earlier investigation by the Air Force Inspector General said the August 29 strike was caused by execution errors, interpreting information that supported certain viewpoints, and communication breakdowns. The military previously called the strike a tragic mistake. The Pentagon had said earlier that the strike targeted an Islamic State suicide bomber who posed an imminent threat to US-led troops at the airport as they completed the last stages of their withdrawal from Afghanistan. However, reports emerged almost immediately that the drone strike in a neighborhood west of Kabul's Hamid Karzai International Airport had killed civilians, including children. Video from the scene at the time showed the wreckage of a car strewn around the courtyard of a building. The strike came 3 days after an Islamic State suicide bomber killed 13 US troops and scores of Afghan civilians who had crowded outside the airport gates, desperate to secure seats on evacuation flight after US-trained Afghan forces melted away and the Taliban swept to power in the capital.